So I'm very excited to start talking about Starfield, and one of the first things I wanted to address is the salt that I'm seeing all over the internet. A lot of people are calling this game mid, average at best. I mean, if this is not your type of game, that's cool, but Starfield is far from average. I have seen some very lackluster interpretations of the game, and as a video gamer first and YouTuber second, I just wanted to say that I've played every Bethesda game that's come out. Oblivion was the first game I bought on 360, and I queued up at midnight to buy Skyrim, and have continued to play Skyrim since. The same with Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, and I have to say Starfield is the most addictive Bethesda game I've ever played. There is so much to do in this game. You cannot move for content. You cannot enter new star systems, go into worlds without being hailed by somebody for seemingly what seems like a tiny little side quest or side activity, which turns out to be this massive, like, hour and a half long quest, which actually has consequences and gives you options on how you want to handle it. There is proper relationship building with your crew, where they will like or dislike things you do, and you can build relationships with them, and they'll interact with you a hell of a lot more. So there's a lot of, if you're a fan of Mass Effect, there's a lot of that there, with romance options eventually, of course, and all that kind of stuff. The combat feels very good. The gunplay is really, really cool, and the weapons all look amazing. Like, now I've got some kind of awesome incendiary shotgun thing, which don't fire it too close to you just annihilate everything. And a refined revolver. There's obviously the customization of the weapons as well, so you can go full on stealth with silenced weapons if you so choose. The melee combat's a little slower than it was in previous Bethesda games, but it's not a bad thing. It's just a bit different. The worlds themselves and the moons look awesome and really cool, and the game does look really good overall, and the facial animations and voice acting is a massive improvement over Fallout 4. No, of course it's not like the best graphically intense game you're ever going to see, of course not, but it still looks really good, playing everything on Ultra here on PC. I don't know what frame rate I've got it at. I know it's not hitting 60 on my machine. It should. I have beyond the recommended specs, but it's definitely not. But I don't mind. I think it's dipping into the 40s or not. But again, it doesn't bother me. It's not game breaking, and there's also been no bugs or glitches that I have found so far. Well, any that's big enough for me to notice. The game has been pretty solid and working right out of the gate, which is really, really cool. All the interactions with people that hail you could be bounty hunters after you, could be pirates trying to rob you, could be just somebody who needs help, could be just a passerby. Any little thing can lead to a much larger instance, which is incredibly cool. And all the worlds I've come across are vastly different and like very well done. And being able to just go down to any planet. I know you can do all this on No Man's Sky. I know that, and I love No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky is a great game. However, this is a Bethesda game in space. So it's an RPG, fully voice acted, really great experience in space. Yes, you can't land on a planet yourself and leave the planet yourself. That's a cutscene, and then like literally the loading screens are 2 seconds long. That's it. It just goes 1, 2, boom, you're back again and you're in control. So that's nothing to get your knickers in a twist about whatsoever, in my opinion. Just if people are complaining about a 2-second loading screen, come back in a time machine with me back to when we had loading screens and we had to wait for things as soon as CD-based gaming came in, and then you can moan about it. The customization for your character is really good, especially with everything that you can do building your character and then customizing your character to make him or her look the way you want them to look. The ship builder is very intuitive and very complicated for my old mind. I've not really given that a go yet, but you can buy ships as well, which is pretty cool. And of course there is base building and space combat, and the space combat is pretty good. You know, it's you can target kind of like a VAT system from Fallout, so you can target specific parts of the ship, like the shield or the engines or anything like that, and you can be able to just take out the ship or aboard the ship, and once you destroy a ship anyway, you can loot bits by just going up to it. It's very good. It is a very, very good game. I've seen a lot of people complaining about it being average and mid, like I said, and absolutely not. People just may be looking at it, and to be honest, it might not be the game for you. For example, Armored Core 6 just came out, and it's not for me. That's why I've made no videos on it, and I'm not hating on it. I've watched gameplay, and it looks really cool, but it's just a mech game. That is not my thing. If it's your thing, go for it, go nuts. Like I didn't get the latest Mech Warrior. It's just not for me. I'm more of an RPG guy, and just before Starfield came out, I was completing a load of older games off my backlog, and then I got stuck into about 20 hours of Red Dead Redemption 2, so there will be Red Dead 2 videos coming out soon. I still think objectively Red Dead Redemption 2, in terms of what the game is and what it accomplishes and what it does on a technical level, is the greatest game ever made. But Starfield is 100% in the running for Game of the Year, but I know Game of the Year is kind of like a big touchy subject, and yes, I have Spider-Man 2 on pre-order for October, and I'm looking forward to playing that, but we shall see. Starfield is something else. It's an incredibly huge game, and one that you definitely get your money's worth, and if you are a fan of Bethesda and RPGs in general, this should definitely be the game for you. Please don't listen to the hate online or the salt from people going, looks mid, looks old gen. Ignore all that crap. Just if you have Game Pass, play it, make your own decision. If you don't have Game Pass, just get Game Pass to try it out, basically. But if you have a PC and you get it on Steam and play it for a couple of hours and don't like it, get your money back. So you're not going to lose anything at the end of the day. But I can wholeheartedly recommend Starfield for everyone who is an RPG fan. They have knocked it out of the park. It is not a cyberpunk situation at all in the slightest. This is a very, very damn good game, and one that I'm going to be continuing to play now, probably for the next 10 years, and probably will buy all the subsequent remasters and remakes of the game. But please let me know in the comments down below if you've been playing the premium edition over the last day or so, or if you're thinking about picking this game up. And any questions you have about the game, please ask in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer every one. But thank you very much for watching.